Loadout. So, what are we up to today? Today we are going to be doing some games. Just hold the volume slightly because I'm peeking a bit. So, today we are working on the Warrior. Warrior is one of our classes. We worked on this a while back. What we've been basically doing is doing the second pass as the class. Refining, updating, rethinking. A lot of it has involved me going back in time, looking at the history of a class. What did earlier editions do? Why did they do it? What did other games do? Why did they do it? Those who haven't seen the Warrior before, largely it's been unchanged. It's still largely based around having this combat flow, this idea that you will have like a starter and then you do some normal steps, then you have a finisher. So that's basically what unchanged. Has anything really changed? No, of course we've added action card layout, making everything a bit more clear cut. I guess the only real bit it's going to change, but we haven't started yet, is we are adding a mechanic mid level. I think I worked it out, it would be at 7th level you will get a retainer. The goal of the retainer is basically pretty safe. It's a retainer, it's a minion. But kind of having that callback to the idea of the fighter focusing on domain level play, command level play. Basically having this retainer. We've got 9 subclasses currently. We're going to add so currently the subclasses we have is Blade Dancer. Its equivalent would, I guess, be the Champion Fighter. Basically its job is not to because how combat steps work is you have base steps that everyone knows, which is basically the core combat actions, because how the combat step works is if you perform an action, it ends the flow. So what we did was we said that the base actions each have a combat step with some slight alterations. Some of them have some extra effects to do something, I think. We then have general steps, which kind of any warrior can take. And so the purpose is that Blade Dancer, instead of getting unique special ones, because every school gets special combat steps except for Blade Dancer will be your, I just want to play the basics. And that's what we let you do. We give you more combat steps die. We give you the ability to crit more often. Yeah, I've just got back from work. Yeah, so in general the plan is that you will as I've laid down to just play with the basics, but do it well. So the others that we have is the Cataphract, who is about mounted combat. You get a hold. There are some similarities to it, and I believe it was the Cavalier Banner. I can't remember quite the name. In intent, but we designed it very differently. As I said, it's very much a pet class. It's about you get to your level is you enhancing your pet, rather than being more night folk, more kind of like inspiring night focused. Gunslinger is good with the gun. That one is a lot of making it easier to reload, making it quicker to shoot, quick on the draw, quick on initiative, kind of giving that cowboy feel. Martial is very much our adaptation of the warlord idea. It is they focus on affecting multiple targets at once and doing group bonuses. They're also the only subclass that really has healing in its inventory spell. Not spell, actions. And it's not really healing like magical healing. It's usually everyone can use their hit die in combat. Cyanite is the first of the 3 magic focused subclasses, then focusing on psychic powers. Again, they fulfill a similar niche to Cyber, I think it's called. And obviously the big difference is we tend to use combat step actions, whereas they have these kind of psychic die that can do specific things. How we use the combat step die is basically you can expend the combat step die, roll it, that's how many side points you have, and you use your combat step actions to actually use the manifest action and manifest powers. And then we have as part of it that you can get some of these special order-based powers tied to, I think it's biomancy and it's not realm energy. Wasn't dinokinesis. That was it. It was biomancy and telekinesis. So you get to have kind of that bit of Jedi feel and body enhancement stuff. Then you have the Queen's Guard, which is our tanking focus subclass. That's the one where it's about, I'm going to protect you, I'm going to mark all these people, and I'm going to mess them up. Its other notable trait is a lot of their features use the Gunblade. So if you want to be playing that, you see the Gunblade's another one you can play. And Spellblade, which is where we currently are up to with action card design, because basically what we're realising is there are less actions than I thought for some of it, so we're expanding some of their action card ranges. So for Spellblade, how we've been doing that is we wanted to create one action for each spell school. So, for example, Abjuration is a dispelling strike. The one we're looking at is the Conjuration. Giving you the ability to teleport others because the class already has a teleport built into the subclass. So to just a little bit. Another we can do is spell cards for all the conditions. I've got a list that we're working through. Then we have the spell shot. So the spell shot is spell blade is you can shove a cantrip in your sword and stab people with it and let out a cantrip. Spell shot is you have a ranged weapon. So it could be a bow, it could be a crossbow, it could be a gun. The only requirement is that it has to be a ranged weapon with the ammunition property. And basically you get to do magical ranged attacks. So again, we're adding some action cards based on the different spell schools. Though with spell shot, it tends to have much more of a focus on what condition can we apply. A couple of spell schools don't really work with conditions, so we sat there and go, but the other interesting bit is just trying to keep them separate from spell blade. They're not just doing the same thing, but there's one exception, which is I believe we have one action to add afterwards the spell blade for this internet spell school to get clean. So what we might do is take banishing shot and make it banishing strike for the spell blade. I need to think about that just because that's a lot that you're wanting to do with it, but then again we give spellblade banishment, so is it really that bad? We'll have to think. Spell shots and then spirit. Spirit is based off of the FF14 samurai. So it has a lot of abilities of going down different chain of movements, but when you get to the end you get to do a pull finisher. And then if you've completed all 3 paths, you then get a super village. And it's almost like cut bullets out the sky. So that's them. And then the next subclass we have is a subclass based off of the principles that we want to be legend. Every class has to have something to do with the theme of Legends Reborn. Admittedly, considered a few different things. Let's see if I can pull up the Word document. No, it's not in the playbooks. It's no, that's the supplemental design. Here we go, expansion ideas. So, currently we have an Arcanist based off Queen Legends Reborn. We have a Bard based off Queen Legends Reborn. We have Battle Channeler, Eternalist, Lawmaster, playbook for this. Yeah, so currently we've got Soul Shaped, Slay, Lawmaster, Eternalist, Battle Chandler, Bard, Arcanist. So that didn't want to open. So at the moment we've been working through. So Inventor is the plan that they are a subclass based around making legendary weapons or reforging legendary weapons. Martial Artist is an avatar one where it's kind of there was an anime. Was it like Spirit King? It was King something, Shaman King. I never watched it. I used to see adverts on TV every day. But yeah, in theory, something a bit like Shaman King, or effectively a mythical beast or hero was kind of bonded to you and gives you powers. Then we have Oathsworn, which is Oath of the Risen. And their entire thing is like they're based around the concept of the king under the mountain. And so this is kind of an oath of what happens if the king under the mountain, if you were sworn to the king under the mountain. Oh, we have a Pact Bound class. Yes, no, sorry, I forgot about that. We do have a Pact Bound subclass that fits the theme. We don't have a Mystic Scion Order. We considered maybe something around the Thought Web, able to seek out the psionic remains of mythical figures. Another one was, because it's effectively what this stage is where I call it spitballing, which is I throw things at the wall and see what sticks. Another one for Zion was something I was considering. The name hit me more than anything else, which is the Starborn Ascendant. Don't ask me what Starborn Ascendant is. I don't know, but we did it. There you have Realm Walker. Realm Walker was about finding mythical places and things. Specialist was legendary trickster, kind of like Trick Death or something. World Speaker was a pet subclass, so that means you're getting a mythical or legendary creature, the last of its kind. And then we hit Warrior. So Warrior currently the initial plan was something to do with using legendary weapons, maybe legendary combat maneuvers, but that doesn't make sense because they need to be super special reward. So what I have been considering is, because we have lots of stuff based off FF14. My general rule is you could make, my general rule is that you should be able to make anything in FF14 roughly in this game. Won't be exact, but it gives you the vibe. And there's one class we haven't explicitly worked towards, which is the Viper. Now, middle that's because, to me, the Viper's very much like, okay, we have two weapon fighting, and we have dual blade, and we have two weapon fighting. And it's nothing too crazy. It kind of could just be done with the blade concept, where someone just gets given a weapon that lets them go two-handed, and they can connect them to be a double blade. But they have a lot to do with killing mythical creatures, big creatures. So I've been thinking about it. I might live in that direction. Still potentially go with like the ancestral blade, but maybe it's like you can channel the spirits of past wielders, and your combat step actions would be very much based off the Viper. So will generally be that you can, because they all have different effects, like one makes you quicker, one gives you a damage buff, so basically you're weaving between these different steps as their durations aim to keep up this down. Definitely one I'm considering. And what we could do is potentially give you like some special we don't make those actions because yes, it's better. Jump between two blades, single blade. What gave you some bonuses depending on the weapon group you're using. I don't know, I gotta think about it more. But that's what I meant. And effectively, we're kind of getting the legendary weapon theme in that you're taking this ancestral weapon and making something more out of it. But good. Apologies again, but instead of being a class and time based on legendary weapons, you've got this. Now, admittedly, I've still got the class features. I'll have some thoughts. I will consider things and get back to people. Because there's a few different avenues. A lot of people going down the ancestral weapon. Do I let you summon like one of those ancestors to fight with you? How does that work? Yeah, there's a few weird bits. Like one we could do maybe is to give that kind of viperiness is give you an action that lets you, like, if you have a weapon in one hand, let you summon a duplicate and let you combine them for some extra moves. I've got some things, but it's gonna be interesting. Unfortunately, I have basically come up with a bunch of new ideas while we've been talking, which I've just said at you, which means we're going to have to listen back to this afterwards and go, oh yeah, I said that thing, and be like, oh god. I mean, I like that idea a lot more, though. So that idea has a lot of promise, and good ideas attached to it. Okay, let's have a look. See. Let's have a look. See. So I bet. So all the things I just said at you, otherwise it's basically useless. Uses ancestral blade. A few bits there. A few bits that will probably not take its time. Spending time researching. So I need to work out what the hell is going on. So I'm just I just need to check with me. What is this? I must be wrong. I very weird. Ba, 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 ba. Ba, 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 ba. Okay, that's, so what I'm briefly doing, because it's useful to talk about the okay, now is this someone homebrew? This is the only problem with trying to research historical D&D. Half of it's like, oh, his homebrew made, and you're like, oh, I did not want. Let's have a look. If I type in the words 3.5, will I magically get something different? Ooh, yes, that was the legendary. This variant is somehow mentioned characters with legendary weapons with divine power. Rules and restrictions. Losing legendary weapons, destroying legendary weapons. Is this homebrew I am reading, or was this an official part of 3.5? Let's have a look. D&D 3.5. No. It was from Unearthed Arcana. Well, that tells you going into fun places. The following God class features the Battle Scion Prestige class. A legendary weapon associated with the class provides a unique set of special abilities, which are detailed in the weapon's description. For example, the Drake Blade. These abilities accrue in addition to those already noted in the special column on the table. However, because those abilities are functions of the weapon rather than the wielder, they are lost when the weapon granting them is lost. You receive bonus feast, of course you do. So, yeah. Yeah, they show a Drake Blade. So Drake Blade gave you bravery, Bane Dragons, resistance to energy, enhancement and bonus, intimidated presence, enhancement bonus, dodge bonus. Oh, that's great, but that really does help me, because that basically means I would have to. I mean, I was already considering it, doing the style where we basically go, here's a group of actions unique depending on the kind of weapon you're using. I'm like, oh. Unless what we say could what if we were to say as part of the guide for this book that a game guide should consider creating a magical weapon, and that the magical weapon will provide to prepare some weapon actions. And then as you gain tiers in the subclass, you unlock these additional weapon actions tied to your weapon. So as a normal magic weapon, it will have it, and we will set that, allow it. We don't care about that bit, because that bit you want to keep unique to the weapon, but you can't guarantee to warrior with this style will always have the weapon. Whereas if it's passives, it's always got some use. It's just weapon action wise, it will come with a set of unique weapon actions that then can be associated. They don't have to be unique, they can be associated with something else, they can be associated with another item that you've made, or it can be associated with a different subclass. But it basically, as long as it fits the theme of the weapon, you will get it. I think that's reasonable. And so each subclass tier comes with, you'll have to improve the line without doing that. This is all useful, this is all helpful. So what we're basically saying is it's like a really limited blade dancer. It's blade dancers, you get to play with all the usual stuff. This is, you get to play with potentially a very specific theme suite of all the other subclasses combined. That'd be cool. That sounds fun. Because yeah, the rest of this is it's not the most helpful class, because it's basically like, here, you have to have this weapon. Yeah, not very helpful, but helpful in a way, because it basically helped us go. This in a line to ancestral creature can understand ancestral intelligence. Intelligent stats cost more. So I'm just trying to... These weapons belong to the ancestors. Protecting the weapons is an important part. The option of awakening supernatural ability is latent in the weapon. Oh, hello. Really weird that it's hidden in the samurai class, but still. This is the thing about going through old editions. It's like, ugh. Let's have a look. What's this? Once belonged to a member of your family. Alternatively, the item may belong to another person who is somehow connected to such another. Resort at any time you may retreat to consecrated or hallowed locations. Spend time in prayer in order to awaken spirits of your relic. This requires sacrifice and valuable items worth the difference between the market price of the magic item your relic will become and the market price of your current relic. Sacrifice does not have to be gold. You can sacrifice magic items or good worth their right amount rather than selling goods at half value to pay for the sacrifice. You must spend 1 day per 1,000 gold value you sacrifice. During this time, you must spend 8 hours each day in prayer and meditation, not stopping to eat or rest. So a 4th level paladin has a masterwork bastard sword inherited from grandfather, sacrifices 2,000 gold, spends 2 days in prayer to... When she emerges, her devotion has awakened the magic inherent in the blade, making it a +1 bastard sword. When she reaches 7th level, she again retreats for 6 days, sacrifices 6,000 gold, make it +2 bastard sword. When she reaches 11th level, she gets 2,000 gold between 32 and spending 24 days in prayer. Character level dictates the maximum value of the ancestral relic. No characters may have more than 1 ancestral. So am I reading that basically you just spent gold to get a leveled up magic item? Bloody. That's a lot. Oh, it's the Book of Exalted Deed. Let's do that kind of thing. Right, anytime. Oh, they just folded that into the samurai. That's interesting. This was like a really weird class to just give you an ancestral weapon. I thought that was something useful, then it really isn't. Because what I basically just read is the ancestral feat folded into a class, but that is the only class feature. The only good thing is that you can theoretically get a +10 magic weapon. Which bloody hell 3.5. None of that is handy. History guys. And then you realise that they had lots of classes for lots of things, but not the thing that you were looking for. Oh god. I guess also weirdly, we're kind of making an ancestral guardian barbarian. If you think about it, what are we doing? Where? Playing with the idea in your weapon with your ancestor spirits who are called upon to assist you, which is kind of what the ancestral guardian. Still, it's the best idea we've got. And I really have to get this class done so I can move on to something else. Problem is, I'm planning on starting running some games. Yeah, January. So starting playing the ground, you know, getting prep started. And it's fun, good, it's great, fantastic, wonderful. I haven't finished all the classes yet, so I need to hurry up. Now, luckily, the campaign. So there are 2 campaigns that can play. One will be they can play whatever the hell they want. There is no way I'm going to be able to prove that. Except maybe just trying to predict the players, but that being expected. The other option is that they go with one based on fantasy, which is great because I have a bunch of Final Fantasy classes. So what I can do is I can effectively go, okay, tell me which class you're looking at. Well, no, wide effectively was counted how fancy classes could I make out of each of the playbooks, and what's that? Warrior has about 5. Ooh, guess what? Warrior's getting updated first. Exactly that. Thomas, I'm so tired. Absolutely. And I've not just been tired, I've just to get it done. Busy, as you can tell about the John, please donate thing. It's tight. Which is why I'm trying to sell my services to get to help. Because I need to be able to do things like afford medication. That just tells you how fucking well we're doing. So, yeah, you're doing great. I just found streaming just hurts me in some context. I don't know why. Just while we're trying to start some short form content, just I can make a video. I could just record some voice, do a quick talk. what we want to do is get this. Just because. I'll tell you one story. Nothing makes me smile. Someone's. When you can see that someone's eyes just light up with that light up way I can do that. We were playing one of the play tests. Characters got to level 3, which of course everyone gets if they don't get a level. So one player was playing. Yeah, they're both classes that get level 3 because one was playing a wizard to get the bigger school. That's fine. And the other was playing a martial artist. Arcanist went with evocation. So they get to play with balancing fires, getting cool effects there. And the other player picked way of the performer, which is hilarious because they've not got really good charisma. Which I just fancy. So the class, and they were like, what's where the performer? And I went, it's a wrestler. And the other player who is playing the Arcanist, who's also been doing games design for a bit, was like, wait, we can do that? We're like, yes. And we're like, oh my god, why did I not think to put a wrestler as a martial art, as a kind of monk option? Well, some days you just don't think about it until you do, and then like, oh god. And so that made me happy. That made me very happy. I enjoy it when I can make something that makes something, oh, I want to play. And there are times where you design something and you go, I am really proud of that design. I've got a few. I'm really proud, or I will always be proud of Streamboard. It's very simple. You know, it's kind of based off College of Spirits with the table. Those stuff people have inspiration. I hope you like the idea of just distilling the idea of streaming down into a subclass. That was so much fun. What other? I'm really proud. I'll go through the classes that I'm kind of in the middle of redoing because they're probably a bit more. So Bard we kind of stream back, that's one to do a lot of that. I'm really proud of Arcanist. I would say I'm probably most proud of Theurgy or Geocosmology. Trying to come up with a way to bring kind of nature magic and god magic into the construction. I think probably Geocosmology, because the thing is with Theology, I kind of, my first ever character was an Archivist, which was kind of the non-god worshipping version of the player in 3.5, which kind of influenced a lot of my design choices. I only got to play that character for one session and died. Yeah, that was a fun one. Okay. That's what we've got. Then you got Battle Chat. I don't know with Battle Chat. I think I'm proud of the class. Because Barbarians always been good, but having a class that's like trying to tap into how to make emotions interesting and tanking interesting, that's a lot of fun. I guess in that way I'm very proud of the Soul Shaped. Like, is it a complicated class? Hell yes. Is it a fun class? God knows. But I'm proud of I'm proud of it. I'm really happy on that. I'm really happy on that. Of course, got to be proud of the War Master. Class I made from basically scratch. And subclasses, I had a lot of fun doing. I think I made some interesting subclasses. I like to hope I made some interesting subclasses anyway. 10 list. Legends was pretty good, but Plague was quite good. Plague, I had no idea what I was doing. I just felt like we were just going to see what this guy was doing. It's very interesting places. Death was another one I was happy with. Yeah. Eternalist is interesting because in some subclasses I can't remember. Prosperity was another one as well. I'm not sure if prosperity works or not. We're going to have to wait and see to people start. Warrior. Who am I most proud of the warrior? Who am I? I don't know. Because like Marshall at this point, I did War Master. I've already done a Warlord base class. Making a Warlord subclass pizza piss. I don't know. I'm just proud of what I do with the cards. But I've not really done much with the cards. I need these action cards. I guess I could say the action cards. I'm proud that what we did with the action cards. I could say that. He might be I'm most proud of his ancestral weapon when I'm freaking done with it. What am I most proud of? Yeah. It's really weird. Question to have to think about. Times just what are you most proud of? When the inventor class is done, I'll be so fucking proud of that. I just it was such a pain. Martial arts is definitely going to be the wrestler subclass. I'm most proud of. Bruce Wayne. What was the other thing I do? Trying to boil down to that very Arthurianness. Pact bound. Oh no, part of me wants. No, big backwards. Backwards on this. To be fair, I'm proud of the cloud. Because yeah, it's war. But I like doing that. So it's some of the entire class. I'm proud of it. And Sandal. No, I won't like someone else, but I'm very proud of that side class. It's getting real. It's on the skin. But I'm proud of that. I don't know. I'm happy with the class. I'm proud of what we've done with it. I like to think it's better than the range that everyone has in their head and hates. I don't think I've quite reached the dreams of what people wish the Ranger was, but I like to think I've made some progress. Slayer. Ooh. Slayer's another custom class. I think I'm most proud of the Cryptid Slayer. Just the ability to have this customizable grab bag of create your boogeyman. Specialist. Ooh, specialist. I don't know, I'd have to look at specialist again. Specialist was interesting because it meant we had a very wide focus. But I guess for them, I'm actually very proud of magic and psychic subclasses. And world speaker. Ooh, world speaker. World speaker, I think, again, is another one that attracts the class itself. The subclasses are great, but the class itself is different. And then we've got a new class. We've got 2 more classes that I need to work out what the fuck they are. Because we changed Bard. We changed the Bard. And we changed the Bard and made it a dual caster. So what I mean by that is they are both Cosmic Caster and Primordial Caster. Because I was researching Bard, going wildly off topic, but this entire thing has basically been an hour of going off topic and going tangent. Really off topic. Bard was originally a more. So in first edition, you would get certain classes, you had to kind of like take some levels next, take some levels and then kind of like prestige classes for free. But this is not only in the advance. So Bard used to be that you would start as a fighting man or start as a thief, and you take levels, you'd swap between the two, and then you take some levels in druid, and then you would be bard. So what I have done, what I plan to do, is that we will have a so what I did was, when you get spellcasting, you can pick to be a cosmic caster or a primordial caster, and basically you get to pick between the two spells. And then later on you get, from magical secrets, access to the ones you can pick. So we kind of lean into that old style of bard, which is where you kind of go, hero's bard, kind of cosmic magic, modern arcane caster, it's old bard with druid. I was tempted to go with Eternalist as well, but then I realised we're just going into Pat-Bound. That's just what Pat-Bound is. Pat-Bound is you can pick which spell casting ability score you use, and you can pick if you're cosmic, based on your patron. I was like, this is a bit. And also it was leaning a bit hard into the Arcanist space, because the Arcans are kind of classes meant to do that. And you're already in magical secrets, and basically it just eventually a bard can end up with all 3 spells through magical secret, but you have to be a little bard. It's getting weird, but in the start you are considered to be primordial and cosmic spellcaster. So, what that means is, though, because I've done a dual caster, I need to make 2 more dual casters. I need to make a caster that is cosmic and primordial. No, cosmic and eternal. And one who is eternal and primordial. Now, the eternal and primordial is pretty easy. I've already come up with it. I was watching some videos about history of witch class. And a long time ago, back when I was doing D&D design, I've seen so many attempts at a witch class. And it's great, wonderful, fantastic. But it always has that element that if there are people who practice and believe in witchcraft as kind of a modern faith-based system, and so you have a slight bit of problem on you're making these things using words based off that currently is an active religion and also has a bunch of historical stuff to it. So at the time, I had a friend who is had called themselves a witch, and I'm like, hey, would you like to assist in a project where we made a sub-class together? And they're like, no, I'm a bit busy, so I kind of put it on hold. And they were, you know, if you ever come up with something to show me, I'd like to have a look at it. So cool. And I was listening to stuff about witch, and I kind of sat. What is a witch invoker? So I looked up witch invoker and started doing some research. There is the Christian bit where it's very this person takes magic from another source. At that point, that's pat bound. If you're playing that kind of witch, you'd be a pat bound, and you know get your cover. It's a lot of magic in things. I started doing research. Then I came up with that what if. And at this point it deviated. It's no longer a witch. It is deviated from witch, so it is its own thing at this point. We kind of touch on it with the Arcanist's geocosmology. The idea being that in geocosmology, you might not have innate arcane power. You might do, which when you can cast spells fine, and you've just made a friend. But for others, it could give you a roleplay where you're a wizard student who isn't doing very well at school, but you made a friend, and this friend gives you arcane power, and effectively this friend is your arcane focus. And over time, geocosmology is things like you can bond with animals, you can bond with plants, you can cast spells through them. Basically, they all become enhanced familiars. But here, what we have is something similar, touching on that similar vein of what happens if maybe your magic is what if your magic is a lot more, it kind of comes from a shared space. It doesn't come from dominating something, it comes from kind of working in concert. And that's where it hit me. And the thing about geocosmology was its entire point was you had these little spirits of the world soul, these primordial spirits that you would interact with. Well, it also makes sense that Eternals would have spirits, these kind of small things. They're not quite demi-Eternals, but they're spirits of faith. So spirits of faith, like nature spirits. What if your half-caster was basically you called upon power from one of these sources, and then as you got slightly higher level, you would call upon both sources. And it's a bit less, not quite pack magic, but it's kind of it's about using material components and foci, casting magic potentially as a group. A lot of their things is you are not casting a lot. or having someone else cast a spell into you and you are toying with the spell inside you. Let you put magics into items, place some magic items. So you have a single tile. It's like a single tile is there's a heal, there's a heart. There's a shield. I could understand how, like, Bard, we were leaning onto the fact that the stock is coming from that was the point to refer back to it, because I just go, okay, modern ones are not being cast out, it's been good. If new cards. How you do it is entirely up to you, but this one came from kind of tandem exploration from Bard. I've got no such thing. Because to gain gem, you have to have that. Which means the only way I could see something like bouncing off the edge is if we give you this that's kind of it's two sides. hazard. Magic for attack, defense, healing, mystic villages, travel the world, etc. Magic village. Combine spells. Spell synthesis. Spell resistance, medium spell ability, major spell ability, card which is tap and you can generate magical effect. Superficially similar to divine, druid, sorcerer. These effects combine their abilities. Okay, unwritten. Oh boy, that's loading. Legacy. Stick and seal. The retractable blade, the staking crossbow, the dragon pack, and the cap paw and the sword cane. There you go. I like the sword cane. Barbed weapons, cold iron weapons, oakwood weapons, viper weapons. This is definitely an interesting book. Medical devices. spells to aid your investigation. Pay attention. Feed the soul. Disarm the deadly. Reflect pain. Elements of battle. Ooh. That's magic weapons, and there's a magic weapon where it's like, the first person you kill, their soul gets trapped. It's like, oh. How lovely. Chemical substitute. This sounds... This is a really interesting book. I've not heard of this before. Here we go. Prestigious professions. The alchemical professor. The anchorite of the mist. Devoted students of mystical intelligence. Okay, what's that? Anchorite of the mist. Due to class requirements, all anchorite of the mist are clerics of Ezra. Many anchorites of the mist have a few levels in sorcerer or wizard, believing understanding of arcane magic is critical to penetrating the mysteries of their deity. Interesting. Hello, what do you get? Blind fighting, mist navigation, veil of the mists, turn mist creatures, mist's fugue, mist stride, blind sight, truce of the mist. Protect creatures with mist descriptor. Oh, that is very setting specific. The Avenger. It's fighters, barbarians, fighters, rangers, rogues, ex-paladins. The Crypt Raider. The dangerous profession, the dirgist. Yes, that's Guardian Seeker. Guardian Seeker. Ah, this is what I wanted. The Hallowed Witch. What is a Hallowed Witch? Hallowed Witch's requirements. To qualify as a Hallowed Witch, you must be neutral, the load of skill ranks, the ability to cast arcane and cleric spells. Primal magic. The Hallowed Witch is level stacked with other arcane or divine spellcasting classes for the purpose of determining. Okay. Witchcraft. Hallowed Witches have learned to tap into the weave and channel its energies into magical effects. Though superficially similar to divine spells of the druids, arcane spells of wizards or spell-like abilities. Whenever a Hallowed Witch receives a minor, medium, or major witchcraft ability, see table 5 to 7 below, she may select one ability from the appropriate list. Once an ability is selected, it may never be changed, and shall... Okay. So what are the colours? Hallowed Witch. Witchcraft ability. Covenant. Though their magic is potent, Hallowed Witches can work in almighty witchcraft when they gather together in covenants. So each coven gets coven ability. Shadow. Pistolia. Stygian Attendant. The hell. This is possible. I'm gonna have to give this a more thorough read. And mainly that's because I also have brain optics. I wouldn't have to do 7, but oh dear. No, that's too much. Of course, this is the problem. 3.5 didn't distinguish between really cleric and druid, because all they said was, well, they're all divine casters. It's like this Felucian one seems to be, you get bard stuff. And the Felucian list, druid oaths are relaxed, allowing them to wear white metal. Yeah, it's basically a druid bard. It is just a druid bard. What about the ultimate Megos. Arcane spell power. Good to know. Augmented casting. Starting at third, you can choose to sacrifice a spell or a spell slot from one of your classes and apply the effect of meta magic. You know. So. Level for all arcane spells increases by spellbook added to list of arcane spells. Yeah, this just I do not like. This is the thing I've originally told you to look at, which is the book of Hallowed. Who is this one? Oh, Mike Miles. There you go. Right, I'm looking for a class. I'm looking for a class known as the Hallowed. Here we go, Hallowed Mage, page 22. Right. Here we go. Hallowed Mage. Devotion to arcane divine magic does not have to be impossible. Two types of magic can in fact intertwine. An arcanist who devotes herself to the path of holiness and maintains a strong faith with gods. In short, a mage uses her power to further the cause of her religion. Okay. So, class features, spells per day. So that's a spell list. I don't want to know about the spell list. I want to know about what they can actually do. Hallowed Arcana. Divine and Arcane Fusion. Bless spell. Purify spell. Okay. Hallowed Arcana. Here we go. Hallowed Mage of 2nd level adds their spellcasting and class levels together to determine their casting level. At 3rd level, the Hallowed Mage learns to cast arcane spells as divine spells. She can ignore the spell failure chance of 30% or less. Okay. Evil creatures suffer a -1 penalty to saving throws against spells cast. That's kind of cool. Purify spell. Starting at 7th level, Hallowed Mage cannot harm or adversely affect creatures of good alignment. This means your Hallowed Mage may freely cast area spells when their good aligned allies are in an area without worrying about affecting them. Sanctify spell, another level. Higher Hallowed Mage gains bonus equal to charisma on checks to overcome spell resistance of evil creatures. 10th level, the Hallowed Mage learns to cast arcane spells entirely as divine spells. You can ignore arcane spell failure chances altogether. Would help flavor, but still worth having a look at. It's kind of okay, but not really like anything that's making me go, oh yeah, that's what we need. Yeah, I still do not have a still do not have. It's a bit odd because yeah, sometimes you hear the narrative of prestige class and you're just like, screw it. Or you look at prestige class abilities and you go, yeah, that's right. But the problem is, D&D 3.5 kind of, it seems with the dual classing cure, mages was really all about going, hey, how about you don't suffer the penalty for multi-classing? And basically the prestige classes benefit. It's like, I would like something a bit more than just benefiting from a prestige class. And it's really annoying because I kind of came into this going, oh, you know what, that'd be a really cool idea for Arcane and Primordial. That's a really cool idea we've developed. And now I'm sat here going, what the hell do I do for this? What the hell do I do with this? So let's take that. Stop it there. Oh yeah. Wait a minute. Let's think about this different a different way. We have a focus on ritual combat. The other class, Bard is focused on support, and is focused on Bard is focused very much on support. Kind of leadership abilities, but also in just knowing spell. Their abilities, I know shit. So we have kind of outer combat. And we have rituals, which is another outer combat thing. You don't really do sort of more rituals. Right. You don't do rights in combat. These big set pieces. And in combat again they're playing this very support role or effectively buffing other people's spellcasting. So, probably want to do for them though. Do you want to be a spellcaster? Kind of work with the bard because the bard already had this place of you want to magic. Whereas this one is very much a you kind of are. Just really work not to be an mage. So we the other two kind of play the spellcasting component. Because one's really focused on material components and messing about with that and using spellcasting program. One is very much focused on your spells get better depending on if you're using verbal or somatic components and keep one or the other. What if we had a class whose priority was I have four based on a book series I read called Okay, so what if we did something effectively and it kind of works with the very faithful, orderly. Ooh, that could be a twist. Because the bard can play the game of are you magic, are you not? If you're not, you've got feats of leadership. If you are, you've got spellcasting. What if? Have it where depending on the spellcasting style, where no matter what you pick in between arcane and eternal, but the main difference is how you treat the magic. This one would be strange. Not because they necessarily get the most engagement, they tend not to, but because they're very good for getting me to think. Right, so. Ooh, I like that. Yes. Okay, so I haven't actually got any work done, but I've thought a lot about things, which is pretty cool. Yeah. Well, thank you. And yeah, I'm getting warned about background music again, so I'm going to record it. Thank you for coming. Joining. See you on now. Stop. No. This. Thank you all for coming. Thank you all for joining. We will see you all next time.